Welcome back. It better be welcome back and not just welcome. But if it's your first time, welcome to the FMF Feel My Feelings official breakdown. We about to get into all 7 songs and pretty much my inspiration and the details, you know? So let's get it started. The very first song on my EP is Intro. That's literally it. It's the intro. This was actually one of the last songs that I wrote for this project, ironically, because I decided like I wanted it to feel more full, but also like I didn't want to just give y'all the songs. I felt like intro was gonna kind of foreshadow pretty much what you're gonna hear in the project, and that's actually one of my favorite things. Like, I really do pride myself in how I write my music, because it's just me and that pen in the studio, and actually in my bedroom, not the studio. But I say it's the push and pull just to talk to me. Today's goodbye could be temporary, but what do I know? It's just the intro, because literally it's the introduction of getting to know somebody, of just meeting somebody, not even getting to know them, and leaving your hermit mode and realizing how much energy it also takes to feel your feelings, because you can suppress a lot of the things that you experience as much as you want to. But intro was really just talking about like, okay, I'm leaving the hermit mode, like I'm done being in solitude all the time, like I'm done running from people and like my own feelings, and like I feel like I'm ready to feel again. And that's why I call it Feel My Feelings, because it's like hermit mode did save me, that's what I say. But I've learned to come back outside and just like be in knowledge, be in discernment, and just trust myself in whatever way it goes. And nothing's perfect and nothing's forever, so to speak, but it's like, just allow it to be the intro. Like, stop trying to anticipate stuff so much. Just let it be the intro. What do I know? I know nothing. It's just the intro. So yeah. Song number 2, Push and Pull. This is really that stage of getting to know somebody where you're kind of trying to figure out where it's going. And basically where it's going is a push and pull. It's kind of a back and forth of like you giving a lot of your energy, but then sometimes attracting it because, you know, you've been through some things and you just like, never mind. And then it's also like that person kind of giving more of themselves, but also like pulling back on you. So a lot of the song, I'm just saying like push and pull, let me go and I come back to you. Push and pull, you let me get near to your heart, but you fear the new. You let me get close to you, but at the same time, I can tell that you still fear stepping into betterment. Is that a word? Stepping into like just enlightenment. Like, and it's like, you know, people can grow together, or there might be the one person who will grow above where you first met that person at. So I feel like push and pull is just really talking about the yin and yang of like lust and love and navigation of a situationship, but really just touching base on like fear of commitment. It's like you have this yearning for connection and like romantic love and stuff, but it's like you get that shit in your lap and then you like, no thank you. So yeah, it's actually one of my favorites, because I feel like it was just really reflective for like the time kind of when I like got to be and stuff. And I actually wrote this song in 2024. A lot of these songs are like a couple years old and stuff, and again, that's why it's called Feel My Feelings, because it was like, bro, I wrote them and they're good, but I wasn't ready to really feel the stuff that I just wrote. Like, this stuff is really therapy to me, so it's a lot to share with other people and to be perceived in this way, but like, I'm ready to feel my feelings, so y'all gonna feel that shit too. Yeah, the trajectory of this song also, I find it very interesting too, because I feel like it's not necessarily in the direction you would think it's gonna go. And honestly, even the note that you're kind of left on in this song is essentially like the embodiment of the song. It's talking about a back and forthness, and it doesn't really tell you where it ends necessarily, and that's kind of like what a situationship is. There's really no beginning, there ain't no end to it. It's just like, we're just here, just like la da da, living life in this like fake la la land of love, lust that you've created. Like, I remember writing that second verse. I started out with, I crave you in every way. I'm only half of me when you're away. And like, honestly, even looking back at like, in a way, I know what place I was in when I wrote it, but also it's just really funny to kind of like see what lust could do to you, because you're really like, oh my God, this is my man. You're really putting yourself into this push and pull, and you're creating the game of tug of war yourself. I think a lot of people could resonate to that song, and it just got a little bounce to it. Shout out J Rock for adding a little bounce to the beat. Yeah. Next on the Feel My Feelings EP, we have Talk to Me. And ironically, it's song number 3, but I wrote the song as Talk to Me because I also felt like intro is just intro. So kind of that's like the 0 of it. It's kind of a numerical thing. But I feel like Talk to Me was most appropriate to go after Push and Pull. It was kind of like, okay, regardless of the rocky roads that were like we might be hitting, or like, you know, sometimes you, not saying look past red flags, don't ever do that, y'all. That's what this whole project is about, though. You see that flag, you run. But it's like I'm not gonna judge you off of like, you know, we all live life and all have like flaws. So Talk to Me is kind of like open up. Like I see you got your own stuff going on, I got some stuff going on, and that's why I say talk to me, I talk back, I want you. Do you feel that? Because it's basically like, okay, you could keep beating around the bush, but like, nah, I'm feeling your vibe now, and I want you to know this is like a safe space to talk to me, and like, don't try to treat me like every other little whatever yeah that you done, you know. But like, this is me, this a real deal spill on a hill, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no. But really though, it's like, it's the preview serenation before you decide you really feeling them. It's just like, talk to me some more, because I'm feeling your vibe. All right, and then song number 4 that we have on this is Beware. And I spell it with a 3 at the end because that's also emphasis on me putting in the order of like, now you open up to me, now you talking to me, but now I'm like, oh, beware. Back to the basics, back to square one, because it's like, I'm over here giving a lot of myself, giving a lot of my energy, but it's feel like it's not being reciprocated. And that's how I actually start out the song. It's dramatics, raindrops, thunder, we dancing in the rain. It's like, it's not all that, but it's really thunder and rain, and it's just, you kind of left out in the rain by yourself. It's kind of like you're realizing like, I'm over here like pouring myself into you, and you're not even caring or considering to give anything back to me. Like, it's as if like you think I have to do this. And that's why it comes after Talk to Me, because it's like, yo, I just made you understand who I really am, a really genuine person. And it's like, now you're backtracking and manipulating the situation. It's just like, who really are you? So it's like I wrote the song Beware, because it's like, people will truly drain you to fill up their own cup. And it's just like, I give a lot of love. It may not always be received, but I don't live life for like only doing things transactionally. Like, also when you do that, you will receive so much more abundance in like life and everything positive in so many other ways than like you're used to. But pretty much Beware is literally like that dramatic climax point in the project where it's like, okay, like, ooh, yeah, I'm getting to know you, blah, blah, blah. But then rose-colored glasses, like, yeah, they ain't rose-colored no more. Like, you're a dead rose to me now. Like, I see what you're doing. And yeah, I just think the entire song is just kind of like a ode to self, and just saying like, I know who I am and I know what I bring to the table, but I will no longer allow outside things to deteriorate what I know. So it's just like, beware sign on the outside, bam, beware. Because you play with me, you're gonna get a foot to the chin. Even if you're 6 foot, I'm gonna hit you. In prayer. Put in Beware in the middle of the project. Like, it got all that dramatic thunder and stuff. So I really wanted to like revive people's attention. If you made it that far in the project, thanks. But I made this song back in like 2020, 2021, and a lot of people wanted me to drop it. Like, I was gonna do it as a single, and like, I just remember being told at the time too, like, it wasn't really a strong enough song and like all this stuff, like when I was getting outside opinions from stuff. So also that Beware moment is just really just like, beware of like a lot of these energies and a lot of stuff that is not gonna fulfill you, and like continue to be there for yourself, and the right people will surely come around. Number 5 is Feel For You, okay? This song, y'all know, it's a fan favorite. This is one of my first singles I dropped like really on my own without getting other people's opinion. Like, it's the first time on DistroKid, like, you know, I was really doing big girl things. This is like the official serenation song. I kind of like to call it Talk to Me Part 2, because it's really like, it's just like, no, I know how I really feel about you now, and I'm trying to let you know something. And you know, they be saying in our generation, like, women don't be shooting their shot and stuff. So like, that's my song. Like, you know, if you feeling somebody, put that song on in there. They gonna know what type of time it is. They gonna nap. They gonna know what type of time it is. But yeah, Feel For You is just a song that's really just tapping into the soft girl era, or whatever they be saying. Like, it's literally like feeling my feelings. And like for people who really, I don't even want to say who really know me or whatever, like, because who really knows me? People be saying, they be saying I'm aggressive and stuff. Like, you know, I'm just very out there. I'm like in your face. I'm not necessarily like I have feelings. I ain't no damn robot. But it's like the way that I typically express myself outside of music is very passionate. It's very in your face, very rah, rah, rah. Like, okay? So Feel For You is just really trying to show like, you know, I am just a lady and I still believe in romance and I deserve romance. So like, you see how I even just put that voice, like whose voice was that? I don't know. But Feel For You is that song that is just like, yeah, I feel for you and how you feel about me. 6, we on track number 6. Track number 6 is Temporary. This song, I don't know, I feel like it's one of my most raw joints on there. It doesn't really fit with like the neo soul necessarily of like what you typically are hearing today, I think, from black women artists, I guess, or like it's not really on that R&B, like, you know, it don't really gotta bounce. It's very like you hear the guitar, you hear the flow of the song. I wrote this, I think, in 2021 also. Honestly, all these songs I wrote around the same time, back to back, and I've been plotting on this project, but I wasn't ready to feel my feelings type shit, so I didn't want to release it yet. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it as simple as that. I wrote the songs, but when I write, it's a very spiritual practice, I guess you could say. Like the joint, it literally be like that. It's just coming straight out my head type of thing. And I think a big thing about feeling my feelings or feeling your feelings is like, you can't ask other people to validate your feelings. You know what you feel, and you can ask people like, oh, am I right or wrong? And even if there is a wrong to it, like, you still felt what you felt, and that's what led to you acting how you acted, and so on and so forth. Also, I've grown past a lot of like ways that like I was projecting myself in lust and love and stuff in these, so I think that was also another thing. Like, I feel like I had to really grow past it and really understand what I was even talking about to even get to this point and talk about it, to even release it to the world, because like I want to understand myself before I'm just like out here just putting anything out and all that. But yeah, Temporary, my friend Conrad, he's in a really cool band called Never Ending Fall. Y'all should check them out. But he's a guitarist, and it's actually technically the only feature on the project, and I know y'all were waiting for like, where's this Conrad do that? Like, we don't hear him. It's because he's the guitar soloist in there, and I felt like I really had to give him his creds in that because he created literally everything. I just came in with my lyrics, and he pulled up to my spot when I lived out in Towson. He had the mic, he had the whole setup. Like, this was before I was even in touch with any of like my music equipment stuff. Like, I hadn't had any of my own equipment yet. I think I was still only doing covers on like my iPhone and on my laptop on the side, and stacking shoe boxes and stuff to make homemade tripods and stuff. Like, you know, if you know, you know. If you're really out here hustling, you know, you gotta do it on your own. Like, you get it. He came through with the microphone. He had his MacBook. He just kind of like set it up for me, and it was just like, it was just an awesome moment to create in my space, and also like just being able to rawly like sing what came to me. In Temporary, he played the little tune, like his little riffs and stuff on the guitar, like ding 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 ding, whatever he was doing. And I was just like, I think I'm kind of starting to run out of things to say. And like literally, I felt like also at that time, like this was kind of like COVID era. So like it was a lot of time to be in solitude and shit. And honestly, I enjoyed the COVID 2020 lockdown era. Like, I don't know, that was my vibe. Like, hey, now, if you know how it gets down, right, you know, I was living life. So like, I just had a lot of introspective and reflective moments. As a girl who yaps, a girl who can talk, like, you know, it really means a lot when people like be listening to me. But like for majority of my life, like I just don't always feel heard or understood. And even when people say they hear me, like it don't really feel that way. And basically Temporary being the second to last song on it, this was gonna be the last one, but we'll get there. I decided this was the perfect placement for it because now it's like after all these like such ups and downs, it's like intro where it's like, okay, like I don't know where this is going, but I'm interested. Then you got push and pull where it's like, okay, we kind of playing the game, like, okay, like whatever, like I'm into this is new. And then it's talk to me, like, you know, it's the ups and downs. And then Feel For You, you're still feeling them, but maybe just because how you feeling it, they may not feel that same way. And then like now it led to Temporary. You just keep going through these cycles of like giving a lot of yourself and not receiving it back. And also in a beautiful, like, bittersweet way. Things are temporary, and sometimes in hindsight, looking back, like, it's just like, I'm glad that was meant to be temporary, because the lessons aren't meant to last forever. Learn them so you don't have to keep going through them, you know? Temporary was really just like, I don't know, I feel like I could hear that like in a movie or something to me. Like, it was just such like another like really girly song for me. Like, a lot of the songs on here are kind of like really girly, and like, even though I'm a freaking girl, like, it's so weird to kind of like describe myself as that. Like, people always call me tomboy and say, you know, I be, you know, I just be me. Yeah, creating this song was just really like, I felt like I was really in my element. I got to do it in my living room. I'm singing about some raw stuff that I still connect to this day. Like, I make timeless music, so Temporary was truly just about like, this song goes like, I don't wanna cry river for you to feel my pain. I don't know. I just don't, that's not really, I just don't, whatever I said. But it's literally like, I'm tired of like screaming my head off and like crying for people to understand that like I also have feelings. Yes, my delivery about things may not always be the best, but like whose is ever the best? And like, we're literally all still learning, and that's kind of, I guess, why I called it like, I just made it temporary, because I'm just like, I've been having to like cut ties with people, burn the bridges, ooh, light the match, you're gone. Because it's just like, people be making me feel a little bit too crazy. Like, I know I'm not a regular girl, I might be crazy, like, sure. But in those ways, when it comes to my feelings, like, I feel my feelings, I know what I'm feeling, and I know that I respect other people. So it's like, when I start feeling like I gotta get out of, or not even get out of my character, go to a different version of my character to like have to overly emote myself just to be respected, I'm not really feeling it no more. So yeah, Temporary is just like, you should hear me the first time when I say verbally, like just like this. That's how you should respect it, not through all the crying and like just all the things that come with it. I mean, I don't really be crying, I say that for private, like y'all would never see the girl cry. You would never see a tear from my eye. Song number 7, 7 of 7. Actually, and I think one of my favorites, Goodbye, the finale, the finish, the take a bow. It's my show, my world, you're just living in it. This song I wrote back in 2019, bro. Oh man, like I literally I just vividly see, I just remember me, sweet little 19, she's just a little, but she wrote that song though, like yeah, she's just a little baby, but she was never sweet. What? You better say goodbye, because I don't want to hear those words. Well, I don't know, that's the opposite of what I was really saying. But for real, I should already say goodbye, because I want to hear your words one more time and pretend they're not lies. Like those words, like honestly, like just putting certain rhyming words together seem like so simple, but like when you really sit on that and really reflect on like if you've been in just like any situation, like romantically specifically, but like if you've just been in any situation where it's like, you know, stuff is no longer aligning with you, but for some reason you're just like trying to make it work, but then it's like they kind of like really still milking it, like you not nothing, like you don't have a backbone for real. And that's where this song came from for real. It's like, I choose to be sweet, like I choose to choose peace, like, you know, like crashing out also a choice, like, and you don't want to see that. If you see how good I am at peace, you wouldn't even know what else I could do, but I wouldn't want to do that. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. But like literally, as I'm sitting here laughing to myself, I'm like, yo, I was really on my Joker shit. Like, that's how the track started. Like, I was just like, y'all forgetting who y'all talking to, like really Krishan stuff. You know that video where she's like, y'all really forgetting, like, for I really like for real, stop playing. And I started out just saying like, y'all really must be forgetting who y'all playing with. And if you didn't know, welcome to the game. Goodbye is like the liberation song of the whole project. It's like, yes, we start out with the intro, like, ooh, who are you? I'm gonna get to know you. Like, oh my God, I'm just a girl in the world. And then it ends like, boy, bye. Boy, bye, that's it. It ain't nothing else to say. Boy, bye, like, goodbye. Get out my face, because like, what are you even talking about here? Like, I get the last laugh, you the fucking joke. You see what I did there? That's actually at the end of the second verse. Y'all should go like check it out. And yeah, Goodbye is really just like a reminder to self, but also a message. Like, if the shoe fit and you know it fit you, you know what size. I ain't even gonna say the size. You know you a nice little 10.5. The shoe fit. Put that thing on. Wear it because it's for you. And it's just like, stop playing with me. I don't want to have to really like keep sitting here lying to myself just because I wanted this whole idea and this idea of potential to work out. And like, you really have to get out of that place, out of your mind, and not keep living on potential and what you want somebody to be, and really see and feel what they're making you feel and see what they're showing you. Like, words are really beautiful. And as an artist, like, you know, I'm such a girl of words of affirmation. It's gonna get me every time, you know, but that's just because I'm a writer. But take the writing away. Take the writing away and see exactly what it is. You take them rose-colored glasses off, all you seeing is red flags at Six Flags, baby. But, you know, ride the ride till it can't no more, you know, I guess. Yeah, this is actually, besides Push and Pull, for me personally, I think this is one of my favorites. I think it might be one of the oldest on the track too, and I decided to end with it, kind of play on words like goodbye, but also like I just felt like it was the way to end the whole project, just because it's like, it's Feel My Feelings. It's like you're navigating where this whole situationship, where this idea of lust and love is gonna take you, and that's where lust is always gonna take you. And that's why you should, you know, shout out God, be with the Lord, okay? Because every time you moving in lust, this is like really reflective just now, I'm sorry, I just got I was having a moment. But it's like when you really move in lust, it's always going to end in goodbyes. Ooh, preacher, preacher. Every time you move in lust, did you hear me though? It's going to end in goodbyes, because like literally there's no real foundation. It's not authentic. I went through so much with this track too. It almost didn't even make it on a project. I found a beat on YouTube. It was a real like Amy Winehouse upbeat, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, this is how I want to say goodbye. I ain't stepping out on no, nah, we stepping out like, yeah, big dog shit, H30R, you know the name, blah, what the fuck is you talking about? Like all that, yeah, you hear me? Like, that's how it is going, and that's how it is. And I just think anybody, even if it's coming to friendships or family or anybody, this is not only for romance. It's just like, you're kind of just sitting with yourself and realizing people are literally showing you. Believe what people show you. If your feelings are telling you something, like, I wrote this song in 2019 about like a situation that I was in. And like, honestly, it kept elongating even after 2019. So that's why it's just like, when I wrote that, I was already pre-shadowing like what I knew. I knew what was going on, but I wanted to hear the lies one more time, and like 10 more times, and like 20 more times, and 30 more times, you know, until you go learn the lesson. But it ends in a goodbye eventually, and it doesn't have to be bad, but it's also just like, talk big shit to yourself and remember that like you're deserving of good things. Like, you don't have to settle for less. Goodbye is just the best representative to be the last song. I feel like this is the end of the road when it's coming to like, you know, I said talk to me is in a numerical order. It's like, talk to me, to beware, to feel for you. It's just like an order of things of how it's gonna go under lust. Because again, like I said, if you're in here before, you move in that way, it's probably not gonna always end on like this fairy tale way that you think. Or if it does end like with y'all together, I just feel like sometimes you just might not be honest with yourself, and you're probably not feeling your feelings, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, just from song one, from intro to goodbye, it's just all sandwiched together about what you're gonna feel in love and lust and reflection. And it always takes two to tango. So I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm just a victim in the world. Like, you know, y'all gotta take accountability for the parts that you play in this life. And that's just the best ways that we can learn. And feel your feelings, you know. Stop always drinking, stop smoking so much. Put that J down. I know you're smoking it while you're watching this. Put that J down. Just meditate a little bit and then smoke right after. Feel my feelings. Akosua H to the world, out everywhere, and I hope you're vibing.